From the National Review, Rich Lowry is with me now. Rich, Diane Black says it's on a fast track now. What do you think?
Well, they're going to pass this budget resolution that gets them another reconciliation window to engage in some Washington speak, which means they can pass a tax reform plan with 50 votes in the Senate. Now, the big significant fishhook in that plan, as we saw with health care, it can only lose 3 votes in the Senate. And in the Senate, you have a lot of independent operators, a lot of stubborn-minded people. I'd be kind of shocked if something doesn't pass, but it's not a sure thing.
They got to get on the stick and get it done, right? They have to get it done. You say this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for growth, right? It will help families as well, right?
After whiffing on health care, if they don't get anything done on taxes, this is really a party that deserves to be taken out behind the woodshed and put out of its misery. I mean, it needs to do something to show that voters didn't make a mistake giving them unified control of government. And they're much more comfortable talking about taxes than health care. This is something they've done before. The Reagan tax cuts you mentioned, George W. Bush's tax cut in 2001. So they should be able to get something done.
But, you know, I'll tell you, then you're talking House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi becoming House Speaker, right? Yeah. And that's a danger for the president, right?
If they don't get anything done, they have nothing for their voters. Plus, it's going to be even more of a strain on the relationship between Trump and the congressional Republicans. You can see a fundamental breach between the two, which I don't think would be good for anyone. So it's very important that this gets done politically and then also, obviously, economically.
You know, the Democrats, again, out there misleading and confusing the general public with class warfare. They're saying this, you know, there's basically this is tax breaks for the rich. We're talking about significant GOP support for a top individual rate above 35%. Right. That's what a lawmaker is now saying. Is that what's needed to get the plan passed?
I think that's right. I think there are a few key senators who are going to want a so-called surtax on millionaires in some form or another, and also more certainty. This is one problem I have with the rollout. It's kind of complicated, the middle class element of this, and there's some people pointing to how the various provisions interact and say for middle class families it wouldn't be a tax cut, and maybe in some cases a tax increase. That's not good because the political attack from Democrats is always...
Why are they the loudest voices in the room when they smash economic growth and small business creation? I mean, a lot of middle class families own small businesses, and look at this number. That doubling of the standard deduction on the Trump plan, as you know, would mean that a lot of middle class families would pay 0 federal income taxes. I think more than 4 out of 10 taxpayers don't pay any federal income taxes, right?
Right. Well, we already have a heavily progressive system. You just look at the numbers of the percentage of federal taxes paid by the top 1%, the top 10%. It's really off the charts.
But why isn't that message getting out? And the Democrats are the loudest voices in the room when they've got no plan.
Well, because this is a charge that they've made for decades, literally. And the Republicans, despite the fact they elected a populist president, still have an image of the party of the rich. And I think Trump...
I think they're too nice. They get bullied by Bernie Sanders. They get bullied by Nancy Pelosi. They get bullied by Chuck Schumer with flat-out lies. Those Democrats are flat-out lying, right? And the GOP needs to play hardball. Can they step up to that?
They can, but they only have 3 votes to lose in the Senate, which is always a problem. Something will get through the House. There's no doubt about that.